dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Amelia Lee. The surge of new Kentucky voters is continuing ahead of the November election. Secretary of State Michael Adams reported today more than 15,000 new voters registered in Kentucky in August. That includes more than 7,300 new Republicans. They make up 46% of the state's voters. There are also more than 1,100 new Democrats. They now make up 43% of the electorate. The fastest growing segment of voters is independents, with nearly 3,000 registrations. They now make up 11% of Kentucky's nearly 3.5 million voters. It's very likely the former president will appear on Kentucky's ballot. Congressman Andy Barr filed the official paperwork with the Kentucky Secretary of State's office today for the former president to appear on the state's ballot. Barr is the state chairman for Trump's campaign in the Bluegrass. Throughout the years, schools throughout Kentucky have increased the amount of school resource officers. According to the annual school safety risk assessment report, during the 2023-24 school year, nearly a third of schools in the state do not have an SRO. Retired KSP officer Tim Angle serves as an SRO at Hazard Middle School. Angle says he gets to make a difference each day he walks the halls.
Every day there's something that happens that makes you glad that you come to school to do your job. Every day. There's always something that kid that needed a hug or that kid that needed talked to, good or bad. It's a guidance thing, you know, trying your best to steer that child in the right direction.
Engel says he wants to see change in funding and other areas to increase the amount of SROs in the Commonwealth. A new report shows that nearly half of Kentucky schools do not have an acceptable amount of school counselors. The Kentucky Justice and Public Safety Cabinet found that 8% of schools do not have a certified school counselor at all. 46% of schools do not meet the state's target ratio of one counselor for every 250 students. Counselors say they are spread thin, and that is impacting students.
Kids are coming to school and there's a whole lot that they're carrying in their backpacks. There are kids that are dealing with parental incarceration. There's substance abuse addiction going on at home. There's sexual abuse. There's trauma from parents. There's anxiety.
The Kentucky School Counselor Association hopes state lawmakers step up and provide schools more funding to address student mental health. Officials say the decades of water issues in Martin County cannot be fixed overnight. And while they have seen some progress, the county's fiscal court is still pushing for more funding. The fiscal court applied for $28 million in grant funding from the state's new water program, which was introduced during the General Assembly to assist distressed areas. Judge Executive Dr. Lon Lafferty says the money would be used with a lot of oversight to help get the water and sewer systems properly flowing for the first time in years.
The great thing about this particular program is, and many of our legislators were instrumental in making sure that the language was put into that bill, that it would be truly for distressed districts, which we are.
Lafferty says if approved, this money could go a long way for the county toward a more than $60 million effort to get the systems up to date. People who have weight loss surgery may also get another benefit: improved blood pressure readings. Analysis from 18 controlled trials shows bariatric surgery is a lasting solution for obesity-related hypertension. Researchers say it results in high blood pressure remission for some and less dependence on medication for others.
Nice night across eastern Kentucky. We finally had a lot of that rain move out. Make sure to download that WYMT First Alert weather app. That's going to give you a forecast looking like just like this. 72 degrees outside right now. Humidity not too bad either. 73%. Feels exactly like the temperature outside right now. Our forecast, chance of storms does continue throughout the rest of the night, but we're looking at a low temperature of around 59, but it's going to get much cooler than that. Rain chances kind of continue throughout the rest of the night. By the time we get to 2 a.m., still sitting around 60%. But as we get into the morning, that starts to fade away, and that brings up time for the Kentucky football forecast. Kickoff's looking to be around 69 degrees, and we're staying at that the entirety of the day. Rain chances are out, staying sunny all the way through. Forecast highs throughout eastern Kentucky, looking at 71, 69. That continues all the way over into the Kentucky River Valley. Also 71 in Hazard, 71 in Jackson, 69 in Camden, 71 in Boonville as well. And then going out to the Big Sandy, 69 in Prestonsburg, 69 in Paintsville, 69 in Inez, and 71 in Pikeville. Nice night so into morning, at least with those temperatures. But look at this 7-day forecast, right? By Sunday, we have 72 degrees with a low at around 46. That is actually going to be a record low if it hits. That was set back in 2017. And then looking at the rest of your forecast, Monday sitting at 79 with a low at 50. And then Tuesday sitting at 83 with a low of 53. We're staying behind these normal lows all the way low, staying in 57 and 57 all the way into your next Friday, where we're sitting at 81 degrees for a high and staying below average. Amelia?
Drake, thank you. It was an eventful Saturday last weekend as lightning created delays that pushed back the UK football game's start time by several hours. And this situation caused even more issues with traffic once fans started leaving Kroger Field. Alyssa Williams talked to those affected.
For several UK fans like Matthew Elam, last Saturday's lightning delays were like nothing he's experienced before.
It is what it is. Just no communication. It was really hard to tell what was going on in the stadium without cell phone service, without being able to do anything else.
And for tailgater Richard Grevious, some tough calls were made.
Just the rain delays and the lightning delays kept happening, and we kind of set out the trailer. We had tickets to go in, but seeing the delays continually happen, we just kind of decided to wait it out outside and watch the game.
But Grevious and fellow tailgater Chandler Hayhurst say the long night didn't end there.
Just trying to leave last weekend in particular was a nightmare. It took us about 30 minutes to an hour longer to leave, and we're not even going that far from here.
Normally it's real quick in and out. You know, the game ends within 45 minutes, our tailgate's packed up and we're out of here. But it was probably a good 2 hours before we were done packing up just because foot traffic.
Regardless of last weekend's issues, these fans are excited to see what this upcoming game day will bring.
We're playing South Carolina tomorrow, so we're deep frying Cornish hens tomorrow, and we've got about 16 pounds of wings that we're going to be frying up. So really looking forward to cooking tomorrow and just a good tailgate day and good weather.
But overall, it's going to be a lot easier. A lot more people are going to be able to enjoy the day, and just overall looking forward to it.
Tomorrow's game against South Carolina kicks off at 3:30 at Kroger Field. With Labor Day behind us, millions of Americans are now thinking about outdoor fall activities. In Indiana, Beasley's Orchard is getting ready for big crowds. They see around 10,000 people every weekend. Their corn maze is cut into 4 acres of corn husks. There's also a pumpkin patch and plenty of apples to pick after a few lean years.
The past 3 years have been kind of difficult for the apples. So this year, with our apple crop being so good, we're super happy and we can't wait to share it with everyone that comes and visits this fall.
Nationwide, there are 5,000 apple orchards and more than 500 corn mazes to check out this fall season. Yesterday, we brought you live coverage of the 2024 Old Fashioned Trading Days in Williamsburg. But that's not the only festival going on this weekend. Here are a few more happening in our area. The Knott County Gingerbread Festival is underway in Hindman and continues through tomorrow. There is a Possum Fest in Cumberland in Harlan County. That's tomorrow from noon until 8. And the Lawrence County September Fest in Louisa continues through tomorrow. Thank you for joining us tonight. Audrey Hausberger and Armando Berry will have highlights from scores from across the coverage area, plus a preview of next week's Kentucky game. Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime is coming your way right after this.
WYMT First Alert Weather, sponsored by ARH.